Julian's Glorious Summer, Chapter 7. I get my just reward. I did a lot of work in the next 3 weeks. I cut the lawn and the edges of the grass next to the house. I swept the garage and washed the garage floor. I washed my dad's truck, inside and out. I washed all the downstairs windows of the house. I scraped old paint off the house where my dad plans to repaint. Sometimes Gloria and Huey helped me quite a bit, but other times it was bad. It was bad when Gloria came down the street on her bike, ringing her bell or riding one-handed. It was worse when she learned how to ride with no hands. Worst of all were the times when she came by riding Huey on her back fender. One good thing was that Huey left the sharp rocks on my shelf and didn't put them back under my mattress, even though I wouldn't have known if I'd been sleeping on the tip-toppiest point of Mount Everest. When I got up on Saturday at the end of the 3rd week, Huey was still sleeping. My mom was shopping, but my dad was still in the kitchen eating breakfast. "Good morning, Julian," he said very cheerfully. "How are you?" "Alive," I said. "Excellent," my dad said. "What could be better?" I thought it would be better if I were a little more alive than I was, but I didn't say anything. I just sat down at the table. My dad pushed milk and sugar and toast and jams and oranges and cornflakes toward me. "Better eat a big breakfast, Julian," he said. "You have a big day in front of you." As soon as he said that, all the food on my table looked like a new job. I hardly ate anything. Pretty soon, I got up from the table. "So," my father said, "are you ready for a tough day?" "I'm ready," I said. "First of all," my dad said, "I hope you're feeling good enough to take some bad news." "I suppose so," I said. I thought that after all I'd been through, I could take anything. "Well," my dad said, "this is actually very bad news. I think you should sit down before I tell you, so you don't fall down." "Okay," I sat down. I still thought I could take anything, but I was afraid he was going to tell me he wanted the entire house rebuilt from the foundation. "The bad news is," my dad paused. He started over. "The horrible news is," my dad seemed afraid to say it. "The dreadful news is," he coughed. "Tell me," I demanded. "Well, the very, very bad news is," my father was almost whispering, "there are no more jobs." "Oh, maybe a few next month. And some next summer, but no more for now. I hope you can stand it." "I can stand it," I said. I was ready to head for the door. "Wait a minute," my father said. "Today is payday." He handed me a brown paper bag from the kitchen counter. I opened it. Inside was $10 and a book on race cars with lots of pictures and facts about engines and records and high-speed performance. "Thank you," I said. "Just one more thing," my dad said. "Would you mind picking up something in the living room?" "Glad to," I said. I went to the living room. "Oh, no," I said. Parked next to the couch was a brand new bicycle, just like Gloria's, except that it was a boy's bike, red with white stripes, and behind the seat on a stick, it had a red pennant with my name on it, Julian, in big white letters. "It's a surprise," my dad said. "I didn't even tell your mother I was getting it for you." My dad smiled. "You know, I don't like it when you make up stories, but after a while I thought the reason that you said you wanted so many jobs was because you didn't want to be around someone with a bicycle. You were afraid you couldn't have your own bicycle. Well, now you have one. Of course, if what you really want is to save money for a race car, you can take it back to the store." "I don't know," I said. "I don't know what I really want. I had worked so hard to keep bicycles out of my life. What did I get for it? A bicycle." I was stunned. I needed to talk to somebody. I needed advice. Should I teach you how to ride it? My dad asked. No, thanks, I said. First, I want to show it to Gloria.